female voice, it is really a beautiful, amazing thing that people don't really talk about often. There is so many underrated female vocalists out there that are not getting played on the radio, and there is a few that are. Just a select few. It's very hard. I know it's very hard to get their music out there. I mean, I find these artists like under the radar frequent. This goes for both male and female and whatever you're gender defining as, you know. It's just a rare occurrence to find a female artist on the radio or that's popular, that is very amazing and good. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I was pushing this off for 2 years, but today we are talking about my favorite female vocalists. So sit back and relax, and if you have not already subscribed, click that red button, turn on the notification bell, become part of the Super Chill family. Let's dive right in. This idea sparked back in 2020. I've been holding it off for a really long time. I just need to let it out. Let my feelings go about the female vocalists of our time and previous times from years back. We started with the Sundays, Harriet Wheeler. I love her music. The Sundays I haven't really listened to in quite a long time, and it's kind of ironic. Last time I heard the Sundays was in a doctor's office. I'm kind of exaggerating that part, but here's where the story ends. In a doctor's office is the most eerie thing to happen in quite a long time. Of course, I'm not dying. I was going for a checkup, but if you play that song at a doctor's office, that is really dark. Holy crap, man. But yeah, the Sundays, just an amazing style band of folk and just the 90s aesthetic of dream pop, like Mazzy Star, of course, Hope Sandoval. Flowers in December in particular is a song that cultivates me every single December to listen to it. The whole album, of course, as well. It's just a whole experience that you have to have for yourself. The first time hearing Mazzy Star, Fade Into You, or something like that, I think I listened to Flowers in December first. Maybe. I'm not sure. But those two songs, Fade Into You and Flowers in December, just made my mind shut off. That's the type of music Mazzy Star makes. Is this kind of music to just make you relax for a while. You're okay. You're fine then. You'll be fine. And that's the whole month of December is. It's very cold and very dark and eerie, and you just don't feel like yourself. Everything's so isolating in those cold winter months. And that's what I get from Mazzy Star and the Sundays. They just make you feel like you are there. Like you are not invisible and not cold and not barren wasteland or whatever. I don't know. It's a very hard description, but that's what I get from those two bands. There's a lot of other bands and artists with female vocals that I want to get into today, right now. Of course, we gotta talk about Taylor Momsen of The Pretty Reckless. The Pretty Reckless is a follow-up band to, say, 90s grunge. It's just that aesthetic they brought back. The Pretty Reckless is just one of those bands that has a Soundgarden, Nirvana, and just every female fronted band of the 90s all into one. You know, it's just a great experience because Taylor Momsen is an amazing vocalist, and just you can tell her emotions in her songs, especially the Like a Stone cover for Chris Cornell's sad passing back in 2017. Every single time I listen to that, it's so sad, man. Like, they were the last band to see Chris Cornell alive, and they were touring with them, Soundgarden. It's just the most saddest experience I can imagine for Taylor Momsen is, like, touring with Chris Cornell and then his sad, tragic end in 2017. It's just crazy, man. Taylor Momsen is an amazing vocalist of our time. Now, there's other vocalists I found in 2019 other than The Pretty Reckless. We got Jade Bird, Phoebe Bridgers, Madison was 2020, I think. Julien Baker, Julia Jacqueline. Actually, there's a couple of artists that I found this year as well that I want to mention. Watch out, Isobel Campbell, which collabed with Mark Lanigan. Alright, let's go into a few of those. Jade Bird, obviously I've listened to a lot and mentioned a lot on this channel. They are an amazing artist, similar to Alanis Morissette and a lot of other female artists of the 90s that you can just name off the top of your head. Probably like PJ Harvey, Tori Amos maybe, stuff like that. And Liz Phair, I forgot to mention that as well. Just Jade Bird combines all of those artists and she becomes one. She becomes her own unique thing. And it's a lot of folk music, mostly love songs in her music, and it's very sad and depressing, of course. That is the way her music goes normally. But love songs are what Jade Bird makes special and unique and amazing, to be honest with you. Especially songs like I Get No Joy and I'm Getting Lost and all these other songs by Jade Bird that are very dark and eerie. Just amazing kind of variety. You can go from the 2017 EP to 2019 with the self-titled and 2021's Different Kinds of Light. She has so many different styles, I can't imagine how different she's going to sound in a few years from now down the road. It might sound the same, it might be different. She might go into synthwave. Who knows? Jade Bird is very diverse in her sound. Going from all these other different albums and EPs and stuff, it's very variety. A huge variety style. And then we got Phoebe Bridgers I wanted to mention too. Phoebe Bridgers is a lot similar to Jade Bird in a lot of different ways. But the thing about Phoebe Bridgers is she emulates Elliott Smith's style, a very dark, eerie, acoustic sound that I absolutely adore because she is an amazing artist. It's very one of those artists that you have to listen to like every, few months because you can't listen to this too much because you're gonna feel really sad. And Phoebe Bridgers nails that perspective, especially Elliott Smith's style. And it's just a great folk artist to get into one of these days if you're into that kind of dark and eerie sounding acoustic folk music by an amazing female artist. And then we got a few others I want to mention here. Madison I found back in 2020, similar to Jade Bird in a lot of ways. I thought their music was very cool, mellow, They have a lot of different psychedelic kind of sounds going on with like reggae, and it's just a different experience. And Madison, I think they're making a new album soon, so I'm gonna have to check that out eventually. Julien Baker, they collab with Phoebe Bridgers. Pretty good mellow stuff as well. Her cover of Fell on Black Days by Soundgarden is still my favorite song by her. It's just a very dark and eerie sound of Soundgarden. It's just so different and unique that I can just listen to it every now and then. It's been quite a while since I heard it, but it's just a great experience and cover of Soundgarden. I wouldn't even expect it. It's that kind of sound that makes Julien Baker so unique. And I love all these artists. Julia Jacqueline has a Jade Bird style as well. All of these artists I found either in the playlist of Jade Bird, like recommended system on Spotify. You gotta know that for a fact. Julia Jacqueline has a great song called Can't Stop Loving You or something like that. Along those lines, it's love songs, once again, that these artists love to make. For some reason, female artists love to make love songs, and I kind of like it. I mean, I'm not huge into these love songs all the time, but if they're done right, and if they're done good and amazing, just sound just great, I'm gonna just dive right in, because Julia Jacqueline is very mellow, and I can just fall asleep to this kind of stuff in the car. It's good stuff to listen to when you're really, I guess, down, just want to relax for a little bit, kind of tired, that kind of music. It's hard to describe, okay? And you want to talk about really relaxing music, just go listen to Watch House and Isabel Campbell with Mark Lanigan, and you're gonna be like out of your mind how amazing these bands sound. Actually, the other one's just a collab with Mark Lanigan. But still, Watch House. One of the most amazing acoustic bands I've ever heard in recent years. I found them back in 2021, back in December, I think. This is freaking amazing how beautiful and amazing this band sounds. Especially the song Upside Down. Go listen to this right now, because Upside Down is the most beautiful and amazing, relaxing song I've ever heard of the 2020s so far. I think it came out in the 2020s. Yes, it did. It definitely did. It's just crazy how beautiful and amazing this band is. I don't know the vocalists. I have to Google that right now. Let me try that. Give me a second. It is a duo of Emily France and Andrew Marlin. And they are absolutely amazing together. I can't describe it, you know. It's just a crazy world where we live in, where there is amazing artists like Watch House and Isabel Campbell. It's just a world where a lot of people don't know these artists and stuff like that. That doesn't get played on the radio too much, you know. It's a rare occurrence to find bands like this. And local radio stations like WNRN, for example, in this area, at least in Virginia, they play a lot of folk and acoustic ballads on the radio station that I would never even heard of, you know. I only tune into these radio stations every now and then when I want to find something new. Because I am one of those people that absolutely loves to find rare music that no one really cares about or really knows. It's just something I love to do, and female artists are one of the best things to find. There's a ton of them, and this goes for every single band in existence that has female vocalists. It's just a great experience when you find something relaxing, such as Come Undone by Isabel Campbell and Mark Lanigan. These songs just cultivate and make me relax. Just everything. After Mark Lanigan died this year, I just put that on and just forgot everything. What the world is, what is going on, why is things going the way they are. Yeah, I super, like, the most super depressing year of all time right now. Mark Lanigan, man, just the most amazing voice. And just the collab with Isabel Campbell just cultivated my mind. It's just the most saddest year, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, do check those songs out. Come Undone and Upside Down by Watch House. You gotta check them out right now, because that is just the most amazing duo. They're both duos, bands, so yeah. Robin Lane and the Chartbusters and Silver Convention are two bands that I found at the record store for my birthday and a couple weeks after my birthday. It's just a great experience to get a couple of new bands at the record store. You go all the way into the back, right? And then you find the most rarest vinyl you can see. And that was Robin Lane and the Chartbusters and Silver Convention. One of them is a porno band, one of them is a new wave band. Which one do I like more? I don't know. I do love porno music, and I do like new wave music. And if you mix them together, they're definitely one of the most amazing selection you'll get. I love Robin Lane's voice. It's very similar to, say, Blondie or something like that. And I kind of dig Blondie. Blondie is one of the bands that really makes new wave music special to me. Everything in the 80s and 70s with that kind of style sounds the same. Obviously, everyone emulates someone else, and it sounds the exact same as any other female vocalist or any other new wave band or any other synth pop band. It's a very hard description. And then you go into the porno music. Silver Convention is just a great Motown disco kind of style, and I can dig it. And we need more bands like that nowadays. Disco, porno music, whatever you want to describe it. I call it porno music because that's what it is. It's basically porno music. Disco music is very diverse in style, and you can find a lot of stuff that sounds amazing in that genre. We already talked about Hope Sandoval and Harriet Wheeler, so I'm going to skip that. We have Tori Amos, Lynn Marlin, PJ Harvey, and Alanis Morissette, and let's just throw Liz Phair in there as well. Tori Amos, I love her piano work, especially on songs on Little Earthquakes, such as Precious Things, which is my absolutely favorite song of Tori Amos. It's like freaking acoustic piano metal or something. Like, you get the piano down and then some ferocious drum beat comes in. It's like so epic. Tori Amos is just amazing, man. It's like so different in style than the other artists that I am going to talk about here in a second. Like, Tori Amos has a different style than Lynn Marlin and PJ Harvey and Alanis Morissette and Liz Phair. They're all similar vocalist style, but the instrumental and everything else in their style is a lot of variety here and there. I have only heard of Little Earthquakes, which is their cult classic album in my opinion, and it's great. It's great to come back to, especially Precious Things. That piano and drum kick just gets me every single time. It's freaking amazing, dude. Go check it out. And then we go to Lynn Marlin, PJ Harvey, and Alanis Morissette, and Liz Phair. Lynn Marlin, I found on Last.fm. They have a very, I can't really describe it. They have a very 90s sound, of course, early 2000s. They're very acoustic-based kind of style, especially with electric guitar. I can't really describe these artists too much. They're very unique and about the same as, you know, you would expect from Alanis Morissette. PJ Harvey is what cultivated the 90s, I keep saying cultivated, defined the 90s female artists, especially PJ Harvey being one of the first to bring that unique alt-rock sound to the picture. I mean, everybody else was doing alt-rock in the 90s, of course, especially when Smells Like Teen Spirit came out into the picture in 1991. PJ Harvey, though, made female artists more special and unique and different. By the time you heard PJ Harvey, you would know it's PJ Harvey. And they collabed with a lot of people back then. Especially, my favorite work of hers is with Mark Lanegan. Like, Mark Lanegan and PJ Harvey are just one of the best duos. Every single artist that Mark Lanegan has collabed with has been just amazing. Just his style is what makes me just so happy that I found Mark Lanegan in the first place. It's just one of those bands and artists that you know is them when you just first hear the song. And that is the kind of thing I get from PJ Harvey and a lot of these female artists in particular. Like, you can hear Alanis Morissette before Alanis Morissette's even on, you know. It's hard to describe, okay? But yeah, I'm not going to go into depth with a lot of these artists. Liz Phair is one of my recent finds back in 2020, I think. I mean, back then I was diving into these artists a little bit more. And Supernova in particular, is just a great song to get into because I love space, I love science and stuff like that. And Supernova is a very, you know, it sounds cool. It sounds like it's in the future, you know, with the wah effects and everything. Liz Phair is a great guitar player, by the way. I just have to throw that out there. Liz Phair, a very underrated guitar player and vocalist, just different styles all around. She's very, it's kind of ironic. She leaned into that, you know, radio pop music that you would hear at Applebee's. I heard her at Applebee's, okay? That is so dumb and weird that you hear Liz Phair at Applebee's. It was a song called Rock Me, I think. It was the clean version, of course. She has a few explicit songs, but don't get me wrong, it's still amazing anyway. And we have to go into Eddie Brickwell and the New Bohemians, because they also get played in supermarkets. It's very, what's the word? They leaned into the pop music. Pop music for supermarkets, malls, whatever you want to call it. It's that kind of music that gets into the mall radios and the supermarket radios, whatever. And Eddie Brickwell with What I Am is also similar to Liz Phair. It's that wah effect that just makes your mind astonished how good the guitar solo is. Whatever. And that's the kind of style that I kind of dig, even if it's on the radio and popular. It doesn't mean it's bad, okay? If it's on the radio, it's good, right? Most of the time. Most of the time. There's few exceptions that is trash and garbage, such as SoundCloud rap or whatever. Now, there's a few bands that I want to mention here as well. I've been talking about, maybe I haven't talked about this on the channel. We have Starcrawler, Skating Polly, Veruca Salt, and Sarge. These bands are all different in style. Starcrawler in particular is similar to the Ramones. Iggy Pop, like, this is like the female version of Iggy Pop. I'm being honest right here. I don't know their name in particular. Starcrawler is just like a follow-up to the Ramones and Iggy Pop. Arrow D. Wilde, the vocalist to Starcrawler. Arrow D. Wilde is basically female Iggy Pop, because they are so insane on stage. I haven't seen them live, just throwing that out there, but I've watched a few live shows of them and they are absolutely insane. It's basically the Ramones and Iggy Pop thrown together, and you got the most amazing female punk band you can even think of right out the bat. And then we go into Skating Polly, which is also similar, Starcrawler, but they are mostly a female punk grunge band. You know, they collab with Elise Post and Nina Gordon of Veruca Salt, which I'm going to go into after this. It's just an amazing style of punk and grunge that you can get out there. And yeah, like the best punk, the best alternative rock band of the 90s with female vocalists that isn't whole is Veruca Salt. And Veruca Salt is very fun to play on guitar, especially Volcano Girls. I love 8 Arms to Hold You. I love that album. All the bits. One of the best female albums of all time, if I'm being honest, of the 90s. That's what you get with Veruca Salt, is a great experience of female vocal abilities that a lot of people love still today. And then we go into Sarge, which is basically Veruca Salt, but different. Every female vocalist, if I remember, in the Veruca Vault style is either with the vocalist Elizabeth Elmore. They have a few bands that I can't remember, but Sarge is one of the bands that I remember. Okay, and I can get down with them a few times a week. I Took You Driving is pretty ironic because I've been learning to drive, and Sarge has a song called I Took You Driving, and I love that. It's good. I don't remember the band's albums or whatever, but their style is very similar to Veruca Salt, and you guys got to check it out. I'm rambling on a lot today, but hey, that's the kind of video I'm going to make here today. I just want to talk to you guys about female artists and show a little love to these artists because they're still making music. Not a lot of them, not the ones that are from the 80s or the 70s, but still the ones that I'm talking about right now. The 90s, the 80s, whatever. Now, we jump into Billie Eilish and Mae Muller. Billie Eilish she gets a lot of terrible crap about her, right? I don't mind Billie Eilish, if I'm being honest. I don't mind her at all. I love her jazz stuff that she does live, and her last album, Happier Than Ever. It's an alright album. It's not my favorite album in the world. She's not my favorite artist in the world. But I can get down to listen to Billie Eilish any time of the week. I can do it. It doesn't bother me. I know she sounds like ASMR noise pop or whatever, but still, she is alright in my book, and she's good. You know, not a lot of people will agree with me. I know. I just wanted to mention her at the end, because you save the least favorite to the end, right? The way it is. Mae Muller, I don't know how to say it. She made a great song called Better Days, and I relate to it very well. I mean, a lot of people will. It's just a song about feeling isolated and alone, and there could be better days out there, you know? You never know. It's a very good pop song, in my opinion, Better Days. It has a little hip-hop elements, pop elements, you know, electronic music. It's good. It's a good song, and I just want to recommend it to you guys. Now, I'm going to end the video off here. I want to mention Brianna Lynn, I think, at the end here. She is a great artist. I don't know if she's an artist or not. She paints, you know, on her... It's body paint, basically. But she also sings, okay? I follow her Instagram, and she watches my channel and stuff like that. Probably found me from Joey, I think, a few years ago. But Brianna Lynn is I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but she is a great vocalist, a great singer, just a great style overall, and I just want to give her a little shout out here. She's a good singer. And if you want to make a song, Brianna, I'm always down to do something, because I would love to like make a song with you, because that is the kind of music I want to do eventually, is like include female artists into my kind of songs. It doesn't matter what it is, grunge, punk, acoustic sound. I'm trying to learn the acoustic guitar right now. It could be anything, you know. But anyway, thank you for watching as always, guys. I love you all. I need to try to post more often. If you haven't checked out my last thing I posted, it was an album called Happiness Has Expired. It's very how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling really down and in the dumps still. 2021 and 2022 are not great years at all for me mentally, and you know, it's really hard right now, and I'm trying to... My camera cut out, but I was saying it's taking me a while to get around to feeling happy again, and it's just a really hard feeling, and it just makes me sadder every day, you know, getting worse before you get better. I have mental breakdowns every now and then. It's not a good feeling right now. But check the album out when you can, and if you want to find my other videos, they're on the side here. And subscribe here. Be up to date on the channel. I'll be posting on Vintage Solitude soon, so check that out. And of course, don't forget to stay super chill. I'll see you next time.